day, a 3-hour flight to Orlando in Florida, and looking out of the window, we appear to be seeing double.
Good to see you. It looks so fabulous. How was your flight?
It was outstanding. Yeah. Outstanding. Only 2.5 hours, and the aeroplane's just performing fantastic.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well done on getting it over here.
Well, thank you very much. And thanks for bringing yours.
Oh, my pleasure.
This just looks terrific.
Murray, how are you? Juan Serrano.
Oh, Juan.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to meet you.
Likewise, likewise. This is terrific.
It's got the skinny on how it got put together and all. Who knows all that?
Oh, yeah. We've got the engineer who was in charge of the entire project.
Yeah. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Where'd you find the engines?
Oh, they were on it.
They were on it.
Yeah.
And who helped you put a lot of this back?
Back together?
Yeah.
I had about a team of about 25 engineers, volunteers from Sydney that
Knew the plane?
Yeah, we did the plane. We did everything.
Well done on getting it over here, guys.
Yeah.
Challenge.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, would you like to come up and
I really would.
Hey,
Yeah,
come on up.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Can we share?
Absolutely.
John Travolta's plane is a sister aircraft to ours, now reconfigured as a VIP aircraft. He keeps it at his own private airport in Florida. The star of Saturday Night Fever is passionate about flying and has about 5,000 hours on a variety of aircraft types. He uses his 707 to roam the world as a goodwill ambassador for Qantas.
My crew and I are so impressed because we know what it takes to keep a 707 of a vintage style up and keep it current and keep it flying in top standard. But to get it up to snuff where you can take it out of storage basically is a tremendous feat, and it takes a lot of work and tender love and care. And I think it's more complicated than taking, let's say, an old Constellation or DC-3 out of storage, because you've got a much more complex airplane that you're dealing with. I love that they're letting you fuel up to go over to Honolulu.
Yes.
It's nice.
Yeah.
And then you go to Fiji and then down to Sydney.
And then down Sydney next Saturday morning. So
Awesome.
John Travolta has been flying since he was 16. Over the years, he's owned a variety of exotic types, some small like the Vampire Jet, and some large like the Constellation.
Vampire Jet I loved. I had that for about 5 years, and that was a British plane, and I know in Australia they used it as well. I had a one-seater.
Okay.
And that was very interesting because I had to actually be my own test pilot.
how did you get endorsed on a Vampire? Yeah.
Well, I asked the same question when I bought the plane, and the man who sold it to me said, well, the FAA comes and they grill you on, they ask you questions about the plane based on a booklet that you give them. And if they feel that your knowledge is up to par, then that's good. Yeah. And then they watch you fly it, 3 takeoffs and landings. And I thought, well, this is very interesting because I've never flown this plane before. It's a jet, and how am I going to do that? And I thought I'd do some test runs. So what I did was I would do runway tests where I'd go run down the runway and I'd almost break ground and come back down and kind of get the feeling of what it was going to be like. But I never really broke ground fully until the FAA was watching.
As you know, Australians embrace the 707 because it shrank the distances. This has brought you and Australia very close.
It has.
Do you not feel?
Well, the interesting thing about my relationship with Australia is that it started out in my movie career.
Sure.
With Saturday Night Fever in Greece.
Yes.
All the people involved with both of those projects were Australian. So that was a wonderful beginning. And then it seemed only the right thing that I would find myself with a ex-Qantas 707 and pursue a relationship with the airline, which was my idea to make this bond.
There's a chance for Karen Glass to model her original Qantas uniform.
And the collar goes beautifully. It just then comes in under it's the